Alright, today we're going to talk about the engine compartment of the car. When you start your exam, the examinator can possibly open up the engine compartment and ask you a couple of questions. So usually what they like to know is where you can find something or how you can fix it. So we're going to start from left to right. Here on the left, this is the air filter. So air which goes into the engine first has to be filtered. Inside here it looks like a paper mattress, and it filters the air, so when it's clean of all dirt which is in the air, then it will go into the engine to use to combust the engine. What they did here in the engine compartment is they made most of the things that you need to know, they made yellow, so it's very easy for you to find. So over here we have the point where we fill up the oil for the engine, and over here we have a system that we use to check how much oil is actually in the engine. So I will take it out for you to show it. It's like a long rod, and it's very long, as you can see, and at the bottom here, right there, you can see how much oil is in there. So right now you can see that the oil is halfway the aluminium plate. That means that it's reasonably filled. If it's a little bit more or a little bit less, that will be okay, but when you fill up oil in the engine, don't fill it up too much, because too much oil will also damage your engine, just like when you have not enough oil in the engine. So always fill it up, use about half a liter every time, and then check it every time when you filled up the half liter. So don't throw in 4 or 5 liters, but do it half a liter or a liter every time. Yeah? So here you fill up the oil, and here you can check the oil. Then we go to the right here. This is the cooling aid of the engine. The cooling aid is a substance that goes into the engine and subtracts heat from the engine when you drive. Then when it did so, it comes out of the engine and it will go here through the radiator. So when you drive, the air will go through the grill on the front of the car, and it will go through the radiator in here, which you can see between here, and it will cool down the cooling aid again, and then the cycle starts all over again. Oftenly check your cooling aid. It's very important that you have a good quality of cooling aid, but it's also enough. If it's too low, please add some more there, or go to your garage and do it over there. On the right side here, this is where we fill up the window washer fluid. So I usually have a can in the back of the car, like a 5-liter can or something at home, and I oftenly fill up my window washer fluids, because when I drive and I need it, it's supposed to be there. It's not expensive, you can find it at every gas station, so if you don't have it, just drive into a gas station and buy it over there. Next item here, we have the battery. Everything that you do inside the car when the engine is off, we use the battery for. So when you start the car, or when you turn lights on when the engine is off, then you use the battery for this. It's not a big battery, it's a small one, so you cannot burn your lights for hours. If you turn on the engine, on the side here we have the dynamo. When you turn on the engine, the dynamo will make sure that the battery is filled up again, and it will make sure that the whole car is supplied with electricity. So during the drive, the battery is not used, then the dynamo is used. On the side here we have the fuse box. So let's say that one of your lights inside the car is broken. You can check the light bulb inside the car, but you can also check the fuse here. You can buy 10 fuses for €2. Just take the book of the car and look at the diagram, and you can see which fuse belongs to that particular light. And then you can check it if it's broken or not, and if it's broken, just replace it for a new one. It's very cheap and very easy to fix. last but not least, we have the engine here. This car uses a diesel engine, which is an engine that can run for more kilometers than a gasoline car. But if you maintain your gasoline engine in the right way, you can very easily drive through 300, 400 or 500,000 kilometers on a gasoline car engine, no problem at all, if you do the maintenance correctly. So my advice will always be never to save money on the maintenance of your car, because you're depending on your car, so make sure it's always in the right order for your safety and for the people around you. The questions on the exam will be very easy. They're not gonna ask all the things that I just told you. They're gonna ask simple questions like, where do you fill up your window washer fluid? No, yes sir, I'll do it over there. Alright. So, and how much cooling fluid do you still have? Oh, let's see here on the side. Oh, it's halfway. Okay, then I know enough. And where do you fill up the oil? No sir, I'll do it over there. And how can you check the oil? Yeah, I can take this one out, clean it, and put it in again, and then take it out again, take a look if it's still okay. So when do you do this? Yeah, in the morning when all the oil is at the bottom of the engine. Yeah. I can understand that you maybe have some more questions about it. If so, then you can always give me a call or send me a message, and then I will gladly help you with your question. Yeah. Okay. Bye.